Hello, today we're going to do a full sculpt of a blue ringed octopus on a seashell base. Some friends of mine gifted me a wonderful seashell from their trip. It's a full shell, and while cleaning it, I broke the natural hinge. And when I was sitting there holding it, playing with it, trying to decide what to do, came up with an idea of an octopus and maybe a little treasure inside of the shell. So after some internet research, I found a blue ringed octopus, the most deadly little octopus on the planet. They're actually very tiny and even smaller than what I sculpted. She is going to be a mommy octopus, so she's going to have her egg babies on her arm. Apparently, when they have babies, they put the little eggs on one of their arms so they can protect it. And they don't eat for a couple of months till those babies are born and off into the world to terrorize other creatures with all their deadliness. So anyway, we have our aluminum foil armature. I use super Sculpey Polymer Clay. It's very good to work with. You can get a lot of details and texture into it. You want to build on an armature with whatever design you're doing. You can use aluminum foil. You can use armature wire, wood. The blue ringed octopus, I needed aluminum foil and armature wire for all the 8 legs. I slowly built this up over time. I have a new little craft baking oven, and it gets way hotter than it says it is. But a lot of new ovens are very much on the hot side when you first get them. So I did overcook it just a little bit on the first, but this is no problem. You can add some bacon bond and go over that. Go ahead, make all your features, the eyes, the tentacles, and all of that stuff. The tentacles were really a little bit of a challenge in that the arms were great, but putting those little suction cups on was a lot. So I had to try to figure that out. And I gotten a new little pick tool from Discount Tool Store on vacation, and it came with little end protectors to protect the picks. Well, it turns out that little plastic sleeve and then the pick inside made the perfect tool to make the suction cups. I rolled out loads of little balls, which were the little suction cups, and I used that tool to attach them to the arms. It's a lot of time and a lot of effort. This sculpt is a 40-hour sculpt. Most big sculpts, most people don't realize, will take you forever. Like, it's almost a full work week. But, you know, for most of us, we don't have time to spend 40 hours a week on this. So you do it over several weeks. But each step I bake. I made the head and then baked it, and then I made more things and baked it. That way you can preserve what you have without losing details, because handling it, you can squash out your details and leave your little fingerprints in there, and that's no fun. So I keep going and keep trudging on. Once you get your baking done, do your paints in layers. You want to start with your base coat, and that's something that you can build on, and then especially if you need something that has several different colors, that way some of it can bleed through. You can dry brush and do around that. I like using folk art paints, though there are loads and loads of different types of paints. Folk art is really good. I did multiple layers of different colors to get the skin tone of the octopus. And I didn't have an exact match to the blue rings of the real blue ring octopus, so I decided to do a Blacklight paint, which I thought was really cool. I created the egg babies and the pearls with a sculpting nail gel called ETYJOY UV Nail Gel Builder. You sculpt what you need to and then flash cure it with a Blacklight. I did find out if you leave it setting too long, it starts to kind of melt and droop, so you need to cure it pretty quick when you get it in the shape that you need it. I learned this technique from Daniel Cooper. You should really check out his channel. He does some amazing resin projects. He does a lot of experiments that are absolutely phenomenal, so you really want to give those a look. That's where I learned about this gel, as I'm not a nail girl. In addition to the ETYJOY resin, I also have a resin curing box. It's a soft-sided box with a mirrored inside with a little turntable. It reflects the black light everywhere so it can cure your UV resin. That's by Fungo. On this project, I used JDiction UV resin. I made all the egg babies on small wooden picks so that I could clip the picks when I got done and place them onto the octopus's arms. I pre-poked holes so they were easy to get in there, so her little clutch of egg babies could hang out together there where they're supposed to be. The pearls, I also did small picks under them and clipped them short to place them in the shell. The interior of the shell was made with UV resin. There was some crushed shell, some nail bubble inclusions. I wanted to make it look like the water was moving a little bit, maybe from the octopus wiggling around. I called her Sheila for a girl octopus, especially since they're found in Australia. After cleaning the seashell, I decided to paint it a pearly color, and then later I didn't like the pearl color with the octopus after I got her painted, so I decided to go with just a brown tan layered color that I think turned out really well and contrasted with the octopus. The hinge was a bit of a bear. I tried some epoxy sculpt, but I must have got the ratio wrong. It would not sit, so I wound up using Gorilla Glue to glue that to the shell and get that hinge so I can open and close it to reveal the treasure inside. Once I had the shapes made for the egg babies and the little pearls, I decided to use some mica spots on the egg babies so it looked like you could see the little blue rings on the babies inside of the egg sacs. On the pearls, I used Crystal-Lac mica powders. I used the pearl color one and then the one that they have that's called Black Magic. It's really pretty because I wanted white and black pearls. After sticking the pearls down with UV resin, it was time to get the octopus positioned on the top, and I do use E6000 normally, but this time I used Gorilla Glue. It's clear and it comes in a little tube like a very small E6000 or a super glue. It does take a little time to set, so you may prop it to where it's level as much as it can be, which was quite the challenge with an octopus and its legs going everywhere. But I like the position, the final position. It looks really good. I hear something in the background. If you hear a slight snoring sound, it's our family pug named Gizmo, and he is sleeping really good with his little tongue stuck out of the side of his mouth. So he is snoring away. I think he's having some good dreams. Overall, I really like the final design of this. I think it turned out well. I'm happy with it. Like I said, if something makes me smile and I have a little fun doing it, it's good. Fun doesn't always mean that you're just sitting there having a great time and happy. Fun can be just, it makes you feel good. The work that you put into it makes you feel really great and a sense of accomplishment. Hopefully I'll get better with the video edits and the video voiceovers. I know my edits are a little choppy, but I have so much footage and I realize nobody wants to watch you paint endlessly. The old saying, watching paint dry can get very boring. We're a here and now society and everything needs to be quick. So I just wanted to give you little tidbits of everything that I do, little snippets of how that you can make these. Anyone can be a maker. You can find inspiration wherever you like. Is it beautiful mountains? Is it the ocean side with the waves crashing on the shore? Is it watching clouds turn into interesting shapes and pictures? Is it seeing other artists? Is it seeing a small child play? Is it seeing puppies play? Is it any of those things? Anything can bring inspiration to different people. Hey, why don't you comment and let me know what kind of art medium you like? Do you like sculptures? Do you like paintings, carvings? You can carve in wood and marble. There's endless amounts of things that are artistic. I would like to see what you guys like, or comment on what you like to make. What brings you the most fun and joy when you do it? What's your fun time? I personally like to art with bee monster movies, also disaster movies. The asteroid's going to hit the earth if we don't do this, and there's a tidal wave coming and you've got 5 minutes to get out. I don't know what I like about those. I just do. Family makes fun of me for it. They'll come through and I'll be doing artwork and watching some disaster film and they go, "Oh, she's in her happy place." And I just laugh. It's fun. Hey, I'd just like to thank you for hanging out with me today. It means a lot that somebody might care enough to watch what I'm doing. I've done art my entire life. I was a kid that could crochet before they could read and write. I was crocheting before I went to kindergarten. Fabric arts at young age. Incoherent thought. It's hard having focus issues. I hope you enjoyed the Sculpt build. Sheila and her egg babies also appreciate you, as well as our happy little pearls. Want to stick around and keep up with me. Hopefully I'll be uploading more things soon. I have a lot of projects on the burner and a lot of thumbnail drawings in my idea book. When you have focus issues, you get a lot of ideas. This was a lot of fun. Until we can hang out again, please enjoy some knot music.